What is up, guys? It's Scope. We are here with the final video of the 12,000 subscriber special. This will be the conclusion, and we'll reveal everything, and I also have a few things I want to talk about related to it. So, first things first, let's just get down to the nitty-gritty, to the vote, see who won the 12,000 subscriber special, and what will ultimately be my next LP, chosen by you, the viewers. So, the final round, as you can see, was against Goosebumps Attack of the Mutant, a relatively unknown PC game, which I find very enjoyable, against Pokemon the Trading Card Game, a Game Boy Color Pokemon game that is also a really good game and very enjoyable to me from my childhood, so also good. Both good games. Of course, they wouldn't be here if they weren't. So I decided to close the voting a little early. It was only up for about like a day and a half maybe, I don't even remember, but I would have let it go up longer, except that it was a landslide, and there was, I don't even, it would have taken a long, if it ever did happen, it would have taken a long time for the loser to come back from this one. Don't even think it would have been possible, so it was pretty obvious where it was going, so, you know, why beat around the bush, right? So, the finals got a total of 593 votes, more than any other round, which it should, naturally. So, 593 total votes. Now, let's just get down to it. Goosebumps Attack of the Mutant received 136 of those votes, claiming only 23% of the vote. Pokemon the Trading Card Game received 457 votes, claiming 77% of the entire vote, and thus crowning it the winner of my 12,000 subscriber special. The crowd goes wild. Yes, so Pokemon the Trading Card Game for the Game Boy Color will be my next LP. As for when it will be starting, it should be within the next few days to the next week, sometime in between that period. It all really just depends on when I feel like starting it, because if I've learned anything, it's that you don't just start an LP whenever, on set dates. You kind of just start it whenever you feel good about it, like you feel, oh man, I want to record that, because then it turns out better. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick true to that. So, yeah, but it shouldn't take longer than a week for me to start doing that. I'm still, like, right now I think I'm kind of in the Majora's Mask recording mood, just because, recording-wise, I'm kind of on, like, the final gauntlet there. All I've really got left to do is one temple and then the end of the game, so that's kind of exciting. Final Fantasy VIII, we're making progress, steady, but we're doing it. Anyway, but that's that. So Pokemon Trading Card Game will start within the next week. So here is now what I wanted to do after this is I kind of wanted, everybody's been asking me who I thought was going to win each round, and who did I want to win, what did I vote for, etc., etc., and I said I would tell everybody after the end of the contest. So now that the contest is officially over, and what I say will not influence any votes or anything, I'm good. I can tell you what I feel. So, here's what I'll tell you. Okay, the first round, Journey Blind versus Goosebumps Escape from Horrorland. Journey Blind, like I said, I didn't really know who I wanted to win this one. It's it's kind of biased because I've played Goosebumps Escape from Horrorland, and I wouldn't have put it in the vote if I didn't think it was a good game, which it is. But Journey Blind, I've heard many good things about it. I've seen screenshots, and it looks like a really artistic game, and I've always kind of been into that. As you can, like, Ico was really artistic, and I loved that. Shadow of the Colossus, same way. It's got this art style that's unrivaled, and I've got, like, a soft spot for that, so I really kind of, I kind of liked it in that sense. It was exciting. Plus, it would be blind, so I don't know. Sometimes I like the fact that a game's gonna be blind, sometimes I really don't. So, I like Goosebumps Escape from Horrorland. It was one of my childhood games, but however, I did want to play Journey Blind more. I just thought it would be a more exciting experience. Plus, Goosebumps Escape from Horrorland, I don't know, there's certain things about it that I don't like, and I can't really reveal those right now because it would spoil things about the game, and it still might be a future LP, so I can't really say those things. But yeah, I voted for Journey Blind, and I was pretty sure it was gonna win just because it's a more recent game. I didn't think any of the Goosebumps games would win. I thought they would all get knocked out the first chance they had. That was my realization. So that's why I was kind of hesitant to put games like Journey and Limbo and Mario Bros. And Pokemon in even the running once because the Goosebumps games were the first ones I decided to put in, and I was like, okay, that's kind of setting the bar really low. They're unheard of games. If I'm letting you guys vote, you're probably not going to vote for it because you don't know how good they are. So chances are they're just going to get obliterated no matter what. And I wanted them to have a fair chance. So that's kind of why in the Journey versus Goosebumps round, I saw it happen in the first round. My suspicions were confirmed. So I was like, I told you guys to maybe go look up Goosebumps games, see how you liked it. And I don't know if any of you guys did, but I still wanted to make sure that you guys knew. So I figured just put something in the video. So that's why for the third round, Journey versus Goosebumps Mutant, I just put some music in the background just so you guys could get like even the slightest feel for what the game was about, because it's not a recent game like Journey is, so it kind of has an unfair disadvantage. But ultimately I couldn't think of any other low-key games that not a lot of people have heard of to put in here, so I ended up putting a bunch of bigwig names in there. And that's what happens if you put a shark in the same tank as plankton. It's just gonna get devoured. So that's the way it worked out, and that's the way I expected it to work out. So the first round, Journey, I totally expected to win, and I was kind of hoping it would, because I think I would have more fun with Journey than Goosebumps Escape from Horrorland. So there's that one. Now the second round, Super Mario Brothers versus Limbo Blind. I did not expect Super Mario Bros. To be that liked. I know everybody knows about Super Mario Brothers, and I know everybody likes the series, but this is the very first game. It's only 8 worlds. It's not really that exciting. I'm pretty sure everybody in the entire world has played it, or seen it, or had some form of contact with it. And I'll be honest, I love the Mario series, but the original Super Mario Bros. Isn't that exciting. I mean, it's a good game, and I'll play it, and it's fun for, when you're taking a shit, but it's not super exciting. It's not different. We all know it. It's not, and there's been so many LPs of it everywhere. I just thought people would realize that, and I didn't think they'd want it. I didn't think they'd want to see it as much as I thought, especially since I kind of already have a Board Chronicles video of it where I played it somewhat. I just didn't think it would receive the votes that it did. And Limbo Blind, I really like how the screenshots and things I've seen of Limbo. It looks really cool. It kind of just looks like a dark platformer. I like the whole idea of it being very dark and mysterious and like dead people and stuff, but I kind of feel the same way I feel about it with Journey. Limbo is supposed to be this really artistic game, even though it's towards the much darker side of things. But also, because it's blind, it's a little bit more intriguing to me. But I thought it would be a fun experience. It looks like the kind of game I would enjoy. Whereas Super Mario Brothers, yes, it's a game I've played and a game I know I enjoy, but it would kind of be the same old thing. And Mario Brothers was kind of like a filler game, much like the Goosebumps games were. And that is kind of why I didn't expect it to go very far. I thought they would think kind of along the lines that I thought, and that would be that Limbo Blind would be much more exciting to see. First, because it's blind. Second, because it's an interesting looking game and it's more recent. I didn't think Mario Brothers would be. I mean, all the reasons I said against Mario Brothers, I thought that's why people would vote for Limbo Blind, and I was sure that Limbo Blind would beat it, and I voted for Limbo, but Mario Brothers pulled it off, and I didn't expect that at all. So that was interesting, but hey, yeah. I will say this though. Let me get my notepad file out because Goosebumps, 5 of these games were originally intended to be part of the original 6, and that is the 2 Goosebumps games, the 2 Blind games, Limbo and Journey, and Mario Brothers. Pokemon Trading Card Game wasn't originally intended to be a contender, and I will tell you who is when I, did I delete it? Whoa. Yeah, it looks like I did. I don't really remember, but there was a 6th game that I had intended to be taking the slot of Pokemon Trading Card Game before I had thought about Pokemon Trading Card Game, and I don't remember which game it was, but I wish I could remember, but I don't. It was going to be a completely separate game, but then I was sure that game would just absolutely dominate, so I took it out in favor of Pokemon Trading Card Game because I was starting watching some videos online, and then I saw a Pokemon Trading Card Game video. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that game. I love that game. It's not that long. It'll be like 25 to 30 parts max, and that'll be fun. Of course, once I solidified that, I didn't really think of the dominance it would have being a Pokemon series on my channel, so that kind of went crazy. But anyway, we're not at that point yet. So next, Journey Blind versus Goosebumps Attack of the Mutant. I fully expected that Journey Blind would take it away here, just because I thought it was stupid that I put Goosebumps Attack of the Mutant up in that top bracket, because I figured Journey just beat a Goosebumps game, and it's probably, why wouldn't it beat the next one, especially since, you know, what difference does Escape from Horrorland to Attack of the Mutant make from you guys? It's just another Goosebumps game to the viewers. So I was like, okay, this is just going to be, this is like a no-brainer. Why would they vote for another Goosebumps game? So it was like, okay, well, I got to give them something, you know. They didn't, I don't think they realized or he looked up what a Goosebumps game is or what it's like for the last round. So I'll just put a little bit in this video. So in that video I put the background music and I talked like for a little few seconds about it, about the Goosebumps game, just to give you guys a little bit of insider info. And it seems that may have changed a few people's minds, and maybe if you guys would, or maybe if people would have, if I would have put music from Goosebumps Escape from Horrorland or talk a little bit more about it in the first round, it might have beaten out Journey Blind. I don't know. But in this round, I still expected Journey Blind to take it, even though I put some background music. I really didn't think background music would affect the votes. I thought it would just be nice, plus it's nice music. I didn't really think it would affect the vote that much. But I was hoping Goosebumps Attack of the Mutant would win, because what I said in that round was true, is Goosebumps Attack of the Mutant is a better game than Escape from Horrorland, and it's my favorite Goosebumps game, so I really like it, and it's a lot of fun. So it's kind of wacky, too. Journey Blind, there was still that aspect of whether it was exciting for me, like it would still be exciting to play it blind, plus the artistic game style and all that. But that was ultimately trumped in my mind by the awesome gameplay and the fun I have playing Goosebumps Attack of the Mutant. So I was hoping that one would win, and indeed I did vote for it. And I was hoping it would win, but I was pretty sure Journey Blind was still going to take it. But amazingly, Goosebumps Attack of the Mutant took it, and that was the closest round. I remember this round was won by one single vote. So I guess my vote may have made the difference, or whoever voted last, I guess technically makes the difference. But every single vote counted. If one of the people who voted for Attack of the Mutant wouldn't have voted for it, it would have been a different outcome. So that was crazy. Wow, it was scary, definitely. But yeah, I didn't expect that. So that was another upset, I guess you could say. Not an upset, but just wow. Anyway, next round was Super Mario Brothers, and it was originally supposed to be versus another game, but I took it out just because what I saw in the second round of Super Mario Brothers dominance and all the comments I was getting like, oh my god, yeah, Super Mario Brothers, and that it beat Limbo Blind, I was just blindsided, and I really didn't expect that, and because of that, I saw that Super Mario Brothers was a game to be contended with, and I didn't want it to just barrel through and eliminate every game just easily and just take everything and people not even consider other games. So I realized that in this bracket, I had put in a bunch of smaller gems, if you will, against a huge hitter, which is a Mario series, and people were voting for it solely because it was a Mario series game, it seems. So I thought to myself, okay, that's not good, because now it's just going to kill everything just because everybody sees Mario in the title, so I need to put something in there that can contend with it. So at that point I decided, okay, let's just put another series that is well known in there, and that's when I came across Pokemon Trading Card Game, and I was like, you know what, it'll be fun, it fits the bill, it's a short game, it's a sweet game, I'm very experienced with it, I played it a lot in my childhood, it's very fun. And also, it won't be a super big hard hitter, because even though it's Pokemon, it's the trading card game. It's completely different. It's playing a trading card game on a video game. So it's not the most exciting thing. And also, a lot of people might not have played it, and they first thoughts you see trading card game, ew, that's kind of a turnoff. So it'll be good. It'll be just equal on the level of Mario Bros. So that'll be good. So I decided to put that in there. Now, from the moment I put Pokemon Trading Card Game in the brackets, I was without a doubt 100% sure that that after I put it in there and it was already done and like uploaded, I kind of thought about it and I was like, you know what, it's Pokemon. I kind of forgot how big of Pokemon fans you guys are, and it hit me like a fucking thunderstorm, and I was just like, you know what, Pokemon Trading Card Game is going to obliterate this contest. Anybody it goes against, it's going to kill in the votes, not just beat, but kill, murder, not fainted, dead. So In retrospect, I wouldn't have put it in there. It was a little too powerful for this particular bracket. Um, Maybe in the beginning, if I would have thrown it against Journey Blind or something, it would have gotten beaten. I think Journey Blind was a strong contender that got ousted by Goosebumps barely. I think if it would have gone up against Journey Blind in the finals, it would have been a lot closer vote, but I'm pretty sure it still would have won. But ultimately, yeah, I was pretty sure it was going to take it all the way. So, but it did do the deed of taking Super Mario Brothers out, and when it came to this vote, I was sure that Pokemon was going to oust Mario Brothers, which I was kind of happy for because I was kind of disgusted by what I saw in the second round with Super Mario Brothers. Just because I didn't get what the hype was about, you know? Like I said, all those things I said about the Mario game. I mean, I still love it and everything, it's fun, but Limbo Blind, really? Like, I don't know. So, I was sure Pokemon Trading Card Game would win, and it did. It won by a landslide. It killed Super Mario Bros., which I expected it to, and I did vote for Pokemon Trading Card Game because I enjoy more than Mario Brothers. So, totally expected that. So, although I did not foresee these two being in the finals, um, I did see it at a certain point. I was like, okay, yeah, those are going to be the finals. So, Goosebumps Attack of the Mutant and Trading Card Game in the final round. Um, as soon as I knew these two were going to be in the finals, as soon as Goosebumps won, I realized, oh crap, Pokemon is going to beat Mario, and they're going to be in the finals, and Pokemon is going to obliterate it. In retrospect, yeah, okay, let me just get this out of the way. Goosebumps Attack the Mutant versus Pokemon. I kind of have mixed feelings towards both. I really like both of them, and they're both childhood games for mine, and I would enjoy playing either of them probably equally, but my vote had to go for one of them. And for the sole fact that I was sure Pokemon was going to obliterate it, I gave Goosebumps my vote. So, yeah, because I wouldn't have mind playing Goosebumps, and maybe even a little bit more, but, you know, I still, like I said, they're roughly equal, so I'm just as happy with Pokemon Trading Card Game. And of course, it did turn out how I expected. Pokemon Trading Card Game did beat Goosebumps and ultimately become the winner. So that's my rundown. But if I could have done things differently in retrospect, what I would have done is, if I was going to keep Pokemon Trading Card Game in the runnings, definitely, first of all, I wouldn't have put it in here at all. But I kind of had to because something had to beat Super Mario Brothers. Something had to contend with Super Mario Brothers. I think the only thing that could have contended with Super Mario Brothers was Journey Blind. And that would have been a close call. However, Journey Blind got ousted in probably the biggest upset in the whole bracket by Goosebumps Attack of the Mutant, and I didn't think Mario Brothers could take on Goosebumps Attack of the Mutant, so I had to put something in that lower bracket that could beat Pokemon. So, if I could have done things differently, I probably wouldn't have put Pokemon Trading Card Game in, and I would have put something else in. But if it was this timeline still and I had to put Pokemon Trading Card Game in, if I still would have decided that, what I would have liked to have done is put it a little bit lower, put it on one of the first 4 brackets. I would have balanced it out better. I would have put the games that had less of a chance in the higher brackets. I definitely feel good putting Journey Blind in the lower brackets because it was a good game. Mario Brothers definitely felt good about that. And Limbo Blind I felt good about because I thought it was a powerful game. I guess just putting it against Super Mario Brothers was a big mistake, but that's that. I would have put Goosebumps Escape from Horrorland in one of the upper brackets along with Goosebumps Attack of the Mutant. I would have had both of those, the higher brackets, so they would have less to fight through because a lot of people will see them as worse games. And I would have put Pokemon in the lower brackets. So, if I had to do it differently, that's what I'd do. So, I guess that's it. I've been jabbering on for long enough. How long exactly? 18 minutes, 53 seconds. So that's pretty terrible. It's going to take a while to render out. But hey, it's the final video. I thought you guys would want to hear my thoughts on that. So that's who I voted for. That's how I thought the entire thing would play out. Not exactly how I expected it, but it's exciting. And it's good to get an insight on this because I'm definitely going to have to be doing it in the future for, 14,000, 16,000, every 2,000 subscribers like I promised you guys. So, once again, thank you all you guys for participating in this voting thing. I know it's kind of weird, not a lot of people do this, but fucking viewer participation. I really think it's nice that you guys get to vote and you guys get to say on what I play next because ultimately it is what you guys want, what you guys like to see. So I'm definitely trying to fulfill your dreams and wishes in that way. I'm your personal genie, if you will. So yeah, like I said, thank you guys for voting. You voted Pokemon Trading Card Game as my next LP, so within 3 days to a week, I will see that happening. As for Pokemon Trading Card Game, it is probably one of the longest games on this list. Probably the longest game on this list. It's not a super short game, but it's pretty short. I would say at 15-minute parts, 15 to 20-minute parts, it will take 25 to 30 episodes, at the very most 30. I'm 80% sure it'll take under 25 parts, maybe even under 20. But so it shouldn't take that long. But it's not going to be the shortest LP ever. It's not going to be like Portal short, but it'll be pretty short. So there you go. So keep an eye out for that. Once again, thank you guys for voting, and yeah, I guess that's all I have to say. I will see you guys in Majora's Mask, Final Fantasy VIII, and soon Pokemon Trading Card Game. I bid you fair due.